This is the guy. They
recording is on.
All of Hollywood knows about this. We're just the fans just don't know. You know, they know the reason why they're in this drama, why the kids dress like this, why they and that's why he's so fucking emotional, because he doesn't even know what to do with himself. And he has these feminine tendencies because this is who he is. This is his lifestyle. This is how he was born. He's born to like both. So that's what he's dealing with. So he's not gonna be all masculine and think logically of what to do in the fucking Oscars. When somebody, especially the bullshit because he's feeling like he has to fight for her even harder than normal because of what he is. Because if I have a woman like that, son, you ain't gonna have to. What open relationship for? What? You have no fucking reason to do this. What other reason is there for this? This is, but that's why. But he's there. I'm not. There's no way I'm knocking what he's doing. I truly believe he loves her. I truly believe he loves his children, and he's doing his best, the best that he can. But when it comes to this relationship stuff, that's why there's this problem. And I'm sure the reason why it's public is so people don't, wonder why this is going on, because the fans are going to go hard and be like, hey, what's up? Some fans might even try. There might be agents that might want to be like, hey, why don't we hook him up with this person and like slow roll the divorce and all that shit. They can't do that because people are going to find out. So it's only amongst them. And the reason I know all this is he's not the only one I know of. There's like you won't believe. If I drop some names, you'll be like, nah, not him. Not him. You hear that, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm just saying the reason I was told this, because I remember one of my classmates, they were like, so why are you telling us who's gay or not? Why are you telling us this? This ain't part of the curriculum. This is business. What are you doing? And he was like, oh, you want to know why I'm telling you this? Because I'm tired of my graduates when they have this passion for screenwriting, and when they have to start from the lowest totem pole, when they end up being somebody's assistant, this, that, and the other. They're disenfranchised and they don't want to do it anymore because they find out that the person they're working for or the star they might want to write for or might have put in a good word, they find out their lifestyle and it destroys them and they don't want to do it anymore. So I'm telling you this now for when you guys go, you know what you're walking into. I've been knew about Kevin Spacey. I knew everything about it. So when everything came out, I was like, oh shit, that came out like that, because I knew, because he told us, like, yeah, he sends his assistants to get boys for him, and that's what and this was what, when I was in school in what, in 11, and when did this drop? In like 2016, 15 or something like that. And so I knew this, and I know about all of them. I'm telling you. So when this shit happens, son, that's why I'm already I already know for a fact this is bullshit, but the whole slap thing, I know that. But at the same time, I know where that drama that they have is also real between them, and Will. That's real. And that's why there's so much, he's so emotionally charged, because imagine put yourself in his place. You love this woman. You started a family with this woman, but you have this part of you. And she has to battle with this. And the only way she could deal with it is get someone else that will fulfill what you can't, or that can at least take her away from what she has to deal with temporarily, or if not,
distraction.
Yeah, because women have to deal with this shit, and they're the most emotional. Remember, and it looks like she's stronger than him at this point.
All right. Any last words before we get into our next topic?
That was enlightening as fuck. The last part. I heard some shit, but I didn't believe it. But you gave me all the details, and the devil's in the details. So I'm like, damn, that shit was.
That's a bunch of speculation, man. I'll believe that when Will Smith himself says something about that.
I mean, but that you will never hear it though, unless he just decides at 70 years old, you know what? Fuck it, everybody.
Then I guess we'll never know. Like I said, that's like a bunch of speculation.
Because I know for a fact too, if you are you're from New York too, but if you have people that you know that work in the industry in New York, you find out a lot of shit that's happened behind the scenes. And you find out about people who do certain things, at parties, or if you're in a recording studio, if you're at their house, people talk. And to this Will Smith situation, even Wendy Williams talked about it because someone told her the secret back in the radio days, back when he was married to Sheree, and he allegedly cheated on Sheree with his manager Benny Medina, and she caught them in bed together.
Oh,
and that supposedly was the reason why they, got divorced. Nobody knows it to be fact, but that's one of the biggest things out there. And there's always been secrets about Will Smith being, like he said, bisexual and doing little stuff. But we just will never know until we hear from the horse's mouth. So all you can listen to are rumors and like alleges. Because look at Eddie Murphy. Those rumors been going on since before social media.
right.
At some point, there has to be some truth to a lot of stuff that's being said, because no one has ever not said that he does this kind of stuff. He was messing with trannies. Same thing with that with the one in the 80s, I forgot the damn singer with the D voice, and he got in an accident in his Rolls Royce, and he said it was a trans
Teddy Pendergrass.
Teddy Pendergrass. That is known when they're in the industry. You know how many men love transvestites? Trannies?
Yeah. Pose
more than you think.
You think. Yeah.
I watched the interview with this dude. He was in the hood, and he was like he wasn't necessarily a tranny, but he was like a very flamboyant gay guy. And he was telling stories about how a lot of them gangsters be trying to fuck him, and he'd be fucking them too. And I was like, damn, he's like thug in love for real.
In high school, I didn't do anything, but boys who used to be talking shit, they try to add me on Facebook and be talking slick in my messages. Do I want to come over and smoke with him? No.
You know what? All that proves something I've been saying for fucking years. The main ones who be on that homophobic bullshit be in the closet their fucking selves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been saying that shit for years.
You are so upset that you see me in the club. Out of all these girls with big breasts and big butts, you with your guys, you see me from across the room and you are pissed.
Right, why are you focusing on them? Why you focused on you for?
Right. Yeah, come on, something's up. But yeah, no, a lot of the stuff in the industry. Like, remember Bobby Valentino? Remember that tranny exposed him?
A
lot of people forgot.
Valentino, you better bring my money back, Valentino.
That's still hilarious. He still hasn't recovered from that shit.
The way that nigga
ran. We ain't never seen
about
him
it until I keep thinking.
Shit.
I'm like, oh yeah. But as soon as I listen to his music, I'm like, oh yeah, he was caught with that funky tranny, and and the things though in the 90s, a lot of there were some trans that were dancing in videos and stuff like that, and we'll be shocked because they said like some rappers from back in the day, used to do stuff, but hey, it is what it is.
Y'all gonna hate this transition, but we about to talk about the Don't Say Gay bill.
Oh Lord!
Don't say gay.
Don't say gay.
Well, they did talk about it.
Oh, that was a good transition, wasn't it? That transition was smooth as thing.
The best things write them fucking selves. That is prime example.
Y'all sometimes y'all just set up the alley oops. Y'all just throw them up there. That's yep.
The best jokes write themselves.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh my God. And for those of you that don't know what the Don't Say Gay bill is, it is called the Parental Rights in Education. It states that lessons about sexual orientation are banned outright in kindergarten through 3rd grade. It also prohibits lessons in other grades unless they are age appropriate and developmentally appropriate. The measure would give parents the right to sue school districts, awaits Governor Ron DeSantis, who has already done signed the bill. It is scheduled to go in effect on July 1st. The bill supporters says it straightened parental rights by preventing teachers from school staffers from withholding information about their gender issues from parents. An earlier version of the bill went even further, requiring principals to tell the parents if a student came out as other than straight. That provision was pulled last month. Opposition of the bill has been fierce. Democrats and LGBTQIA supporters who have DERISIVELY. I can't pronounce that word. I feel stupid. They dubbed it as the "Don't Say Gay" bill, and said the law would stigmatize marginalized student as lead to bullying and attack. So obviously the bill has already been signed. What are y'all opinions about the "Don't Say Gay" bill?
I got a real short thing to say. So let me get this straight. This bill is so you cannot speak on sexuality in early grades, right? Am I correct on that?
The states that lessons about sexual orientation are banned outright in kindergarten through third grade. Yes.
Yes. Okay. That ain't nothing new to me because I went to school in the 90s, so that wasn't a thing then. So I don't know how much schools changed now. So I can't really say too much on that. Next person.
I'm not going to lie. The name confused me because the first time you hear "Don't Say Gay," back in my head is like, so what do we call them then? So
that's what I was about to say. I'm about to say, so what are we going to call them?
It's like this is not, and I'm not saying this in any type of homophobic fashion, but I'm just confused. It's just like, because it's in the LGBT. It's just like, okay, it's in the G. It's the G. So what do we call? Until you read it and then you understand. Now, obviously, Xavier had said himself he knew he was gay when he was young, and I think, and I'm still kind of confused about the bill. So it's just like, is it the kids the ones that's coming out, or the teachers that
no, binary? It's in the curriculums because I've been hearing like red state people like Republicans complaining about them teaching homo like gender sexuality shit in school about gays, trans, blah 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 blah. And I guess this bill is like you can't teach that stuff in the early grades.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say this, and I'll pass it to anybody that want to pick it up. Sooner or later, your kid's going to know. So,
sooner or later, right. It's either now or later.
You're going to be at Disneyland one day, and you're going to see two men or two women kissing. Your kids are going to be like, "Mommy,
or holding hands."
Listen, what is that? What is all that about?
Well, you know what? Let me go first.
Go ahead, please.
So, because I'm in here, people don't probably want to say what they really want to say. But let me just say that if you really fucking think you are going to hide gay anything from your kids, you're dumb. If you really think your kids don't know what gay is, you're dumb. Because as us, we knew what the fuck gay was in elementary school because we used to call people gay. Not we, but you know what I mean? Like
all the time, like they like, nigga, you gay.
And
just watch Bill and Ted. The word was used
so if you think in 2030, you don't think your kid is going to know by then, you're slow.
Delusional.
Now, if you as a straight black man and you see another fucking gay person out here, don't sit there and fucking open your mouth and start throwing shit at us and talking about you don't believe in this, you don't believe in that, we should be married, because that's the same bullshit that racist people do towards black people. Now, I want to hear about, well, we didn't choose to be black. You chose to be gay because, bitch, I ain't choose to be gay. Because if I chose to be gay, I'm retarded my damn self. I don't want to go through all this bullshit. But what I'm not about to do is kiss no damn bitch or lick her pussy. And no, I'm not. So I didn't choose to be gay. I knew I was gay since I was fucking 5 years old. Yes, 5 years old. And I didn't choose to be. And when I was in first grade, I was called faggot. I was called girl boy. I was called gay. I wore Gap clothes. And I told you this before, Ray. Remember? They used to say that Gap meant gas people. I'm in first grade.
They said what?
I'm sorry.
What did they say?
Don't laugh. It is funny. It was a funny then, but it's funny now.
People? They said
gay ass people.
Oh. Yeah. Oh shit.
And it's like, I understand you don't want your kids to maybe sit here and watch gay sex. Fine. But let me tell you, me watching Sex in the City, all the straight sex I've seen, not once did I look at the women and say, you know what? Maybe I want a piece of that too. I was looking at the man. So unless your kid is gay, trust me, he's not going to want to look at it. He's probably going to want to change the channel. And a lot of times, it's not even about the girls, it's about the boys. Because you men are very fucking biased because you guys don't mind a gay girl because you think for some reason a gay girl means she's bisexual, means that she'll want to take another fucking bitch in the bed with you. You're wrong. Secondly, when these damn dykes are out here, you take and look at them like they're a fucking man, and guess what? They're fucking not. But yet you talking about you don't like gay people, but guess what? That bitch is gay her damn self. But the reason is that you just feel more comfortable because she's masculine acting and she's liking the same shit that you like. So you need to stop fucking saying that you don't like gay people because you do like gay people. You like that fucking dyke that's standing there with you, holding her fucking pussy as if she got a dick. She's over there with her fucking tank top over her breast trying to show off her damn six pack, talking with a damn deep ass voice. Quite frankly, those are trannies. Okay?
He just called us out.
They are trans, honey. So don't give me none of that stuff because I don't care. Secondly, your little fucking kids watching them damn TV shows and this one little fucking gay character, get the fuck over it. Okay? That one ass gay fucking character ain't gonna do shit to your damn child, okay? Because we always had gay people on our fucking TV shows. You just didn't fucking realize it because your damn ass was not smart enough to fucking realize what it was.
Big fact.
And your ass is still straight now, supposedly. So I don't know what you think on these little TV shows, a little cartoon, that one little gay character, all of a sudden now my kid is being exposed, he's being brainwashed, and he's being forced to, he ain't being forced to watch shit, then turn the motherfucking channel. But if you want representation for black people, you want representation of regular black folk on TV, then why can't we have some damn representation? Because trust me, if you don't think children know that they're different, they know. The reason why they hide is because they have homophobic ass parents and they hear the comments that you say and they refuse to say anything out their fucking mouth. Because they know they're going to be ridiculed, they're going to be beat up, they're going to be killed, they're going to be kicked out, something. So don't think that these kids don't know. They're hiding it for a reason. Because you made it fucking uncomfortable. Black dad, black mom. And that's a fact. I'm done.
Anybody else want to jump in?
I'll go next.
Go ahead.
I actually agree with you, Bill. And I also agree that there is no one here that did not know what. I agree with everyone when they said there's no, like, we all knew what gay was at that age. Like, that shit, we found out. We talked about it. We made our jokes. And I also believe that the people who are passing this bill have that. They know. They know kids know what it is. They know this.
Kids aren't stupid.
But at the same time, we can't forget that.
I said kids are not stupid. They know about basic, surface level of things.
Yeah, they're not stupid, but at the same time, they are impressionable, especially when you have teachers doing it. Now, I always say for everything, not just this, I always say, I will always take the parents over the fucking teachers. Unless I find out the parent is abusing them, neglecting the kids, then I'll go for the teachers. If not, I'm always going to prioritize the parents. And how I learned the right way of what things are and what to say and what not to say, how to say this and the other. Don't say this as an insult. This is not what you say. This and it was my parents. Both of them. We had to have respect. That's their job. Now, based on everything I've seen these teachers do, I ain't mad at these parents for even complaining for this thing to even be a bill, because a lot of these teachers are saying, hey, don't tell. It's just like everything else, just like with the whole vaccine shit and everything. They don't want the kids to tell anybody what's being said in this fucking classroom. They're all saying, don't tell anyone this. They go in the classroom, they dress up and drag and shit like that. I'm like, okay, why do you need to do this? And have you seen what's in the books? The books are straight up porn. Like straight up. It's straight up porn. It's straight up gay porn too. Like, and I'm like, they can know about what this is. They can have their little laughter, because when I was younger and I learned about this stuff, I didn't take it seriously. I knew what it was. I had an understanding of what it was, but I didn't take it seriously. But these things are actually being pushed in the classroom. That's why it went this far. These things are being pushed. And if a kid's doing this the wrong way or taking it the wrong way, this and the other, I blame it on the parents. Let it be at the responsibility of the parent. I ain't letting none of these fucking teachers run shit, put shit in my kids' head. If my kids want to learn about what this, and I don't need no one to tell me this. When my kids are a certain age or if certain questions are asked, I think we spoke on this before when this topic came up, but I don't think it had anything to do with schools. But I said, yo, I'll teach them. I'll straight up however they develop, love you just the same. I don't care. I don't care what you want to be gay. Do you feel this way? Is it because of something happened? Is something you experienced, or were you born this way? Have you felt this way? I will have this conversation, girl or boy. What's up? Then I'll follow. That's all it takes, and that's all the parents need to do. I don't need no fucking teacher doing this, because again, have you seen the TikToks? These motherfuckers are evil, yo. These motherfuckers are evil, and what they're doing is allowing these religious Republicans have a voice in this, and they're the only ones you're hearing. But you're not hearing people like me who give zero fucks what your orientation is. These aren't the people you're hearing from, so these are the people you're gonna be mad at and yelling at and be like, "Oh, you just have an agenda. You're just not open to gay this and gay that. You're scared of it, or you just want to." Nah, that's not. They just have the mic. They have the mic, and these are and guess what? What side of the aisle is DeSantis on? On the right. He's a Republican. So you're going to hear his people say it. And some people are just against it just because of the party line. They just want to hear the motherfucker. You know?
I want to tell you what I hear. Like, I do hear from the Republicans, a lot of that, like, obviously got a demonizing agenda for it. But I also hear, like, when I hear like the very far left side, how they come off like they kind of trying to push the kids in that direction. Like, you like the first person I heard that actually said you don't. That sounded like non-biased. You just want to help these kids find out where they are in their sexuality.
I grew up with it, yo. I had so many friends that were fucking gay, and I'm like, so? And how many of them got bullied and shit, and I had to stay there and fucking defend them? So I'm like, I understand. Trust me, I understand. And I'm like, yo, some of my favorite fucking actors and characters are gay, and there will be priority over the main actor or the main character, because I don't give a fuck. I know I'm straight. I know I love pussy. So, but what does that have to do with what I'm a fan of, or who's around me? Who in my family is gay? Like, that's, and I know these people. I know a lot of the religious right. They can't think this way because they're so indoctrinated by this Christian shit that shit. Then we have to deal with the whole pray the gay away bullshit. I'm like, yo.
That shit is stupid.
Like, I'm a live and let live guy, yo. But at the same time, I am also I'm in place and responsibilities, and then this ain't the teacher's responsibilities, because a lot of these teachers shouldn't even fucking be teachers, because they just want to impart what they are into and say, and they just want to bring up a generation of themselves, not knowing the damage they make they may cause on a straight kid who just doesn't know what's going on. The straight kid's gonna be like, okay, all my friends are into this, all these other kids are into this, and they're feeding off each other. Now they all think they're gay when they're not, and that's what they're into now. Then that's what they're doing now. They want to cut things on, and like, well, now you're confusing everyone. Let it be natural, son. It was natural for me. I grow up in it, and still not it. I have like each grade, I have a best friend that's fucking gay, but I'm not it. Why is that?
This man's on fire right here. He on fire.
I'm telling you, yo, this is fucking insane. That's why I hate this agenda shit, because I know if you just leave people the fuck alone, yo, stop making everything a fucking problem. Just go with the flow.
Let it be natural. Let it be natural. Stop pushing stuff. You know?
Stop with the indoctrination and all that stuff. What you need that for? We know gay people have existed for fucking forever, yo. What's this for now? What's this for today? Ice-T been, yo, one of my favorite songs from Ice-T back in the day was The Tower. He dumb mentioned that shit. I'm like, yeah, it's been here for years. What the fuck you killing no gay? Why you have to kill the gay prisoner for? For what? What's the point? I just never got it. So when I start seeing this shit and I see these motherfucking evil motherfuckers just say these things to these kids and put it on them, like they don't know, like the parents don't know what to fucking do. Now you usurping the parents' duties. That's why these that's why these parents are looking to fucking, yo, kill these motherfuckers. That's why the FBI is looking at parents now, because they're like, nah, yo, I don't care what my kid wants to be, but you're not gonna make him that or make her that. For what? You must be fucking crazy. If anyone should do, it's my job, even though I might be wrong. Who would you rather? The parent or a fucking stranger who probably is confused themselves, who's probably just running with the whole narrative themselves and don't even know? Because again, like how many of them change their mind later when they transition and shit? So you want to make my child do this and I have no say? I can't have a sit down with my child and ask them if they're sure, but you can? Then next thing you know, my child does it the next week. I'm hearing you saying, oh, I made a mistake. Stop playing. You know? And the thing about the TV, about the TV shows and cartoons, there was a time when it was just one character and shit, but now it's all over, yo. Now it's have to be every fucking lesson, the life lesson of every show. It used to be at least you had to wait till you're old enough to see South Park to hear something like that. Now, yo, once Steven Universe came out, son, that was it. That was it. And
I was thinking about that.
I ain't even knocking Steven Universe. I love that shit.
They're throw Aqualad gay.
He put in the Dragon Ball Z aspect in that shit, and I was like, yup, that's it. That's my show right there, Steven Universe. But I'm not ignorant to what she's also trying to do. Because this fusion shit, I know what it is. I know what you're doing. Why they have to do a dance first? Why is every strong character, and when I say strong, I mean masculine character, a female crystal gem? Why are all the human fucking retarded, weak, and cucks or soy boys? None of them are masculine. None of them are like, look at the dad. He went from being the cool rocker ladies man to now he's just some bum with a fucking car wash or whatever he was running now.
That's how they run it.
What's up with that? You can't include everything. You have to make it so our kids only look at that. What about the straight kids that are into this? You're gonna fuck with their mind? Why can't all of them enjoy it the same way? Why can't we embrace all the differences and all enjoy it? So it's something for everyone. You have to take away. Why can't you just add? What's up with that?
As far as I'm concerned, they're not any better than the Republicans. They just trading off.
That's what I say, yo. Two wings of the same fucking bird. That's why I'm like, I hold no allegiance, yo. Somebody said this once. I'm politically homeless. I don't vibe with any of these motherfuckers. If it was back in the time when the blacks started the Republican Party, then maybe, but not today. Not today, not with this religious shit that's been imparted in the Republican. Nah. That's the other problem. So it swings too much on the other side where there's no tolerance, and then now back to the left side, too much fucking tolerance that you have no fucking boundaries. There needs to be a balance.
And also no tolerance of dissent or a difference of opinion either. Because if you say something Like if you was to say something, saying what you're saying to like a far left progressive, they get a little bit pretty much.
Yo, oh my god! I remember I did a video. I said I'm not a Republican on my YouTube channel. The amount of these MAGA motherfuckers that came after me. I said, you see why? Proof. I just snapshot the shit, put it in my next video. All their comments disappeared because they ran away in shame. And I'm like, see, told y'all, they ain't no different. These fucking, that's what I'm calling Republic. They're fucking rhinos. They ain't no fucking different. None of y'all fucking different.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Quick question. Since I know what Steven Universe is, but I never watched it. The Diamonds, are they non-binary?
Mostly, they're mostly feminine, and they're portrayed as you don't really see a male one. If it's a male one, it's always if it's one you would swear is a male, you hear she. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
wondering. So
and that never even bothered me.
There's no male diamond.
All the gems are
but
female.
Technically, they're supposed to be, like he said, non-binary. That's the way that Rebecca Sugar was trying to make it. But bitch, clearly they sound like women and look like women, so they're women. Good night. And Yellow Diamond is butch, and Blue Diamond is like femgoth crybaby, and then White Diamond is very dominant, and she's the leader, and she's the strongest one, but she's like kind of like mostly the feminine. It's like she's like kind of feminine too.
And Pink Diamond was the
Diamond was very feminine.
Okay, all right. Because I don't hate the show. I think the show is good, but I never watched it. It's one of those shows where I think it's good. I just never watched it. But I know I said something about it, but because about representation in gay representation in cartoons, and I brought up Steven Universe, and I didn't know
I had the DVD
or
I'll let you borrow the motherfucker.
The only complaint I have about that show is the woman that does Garnet's voice. I'm like, you should just stick to singing. Yeah, I'm like, you just stick to singing. Like, I understand why they hired you, but don't do that. They shouldn't have hired her for that role. But other than that, I fucking love that show. And I love crystals and crystal gem. I collect stones and shit. So to see it portrayed in a cartoon and it's accurate to the stone. Yeah, I fucking love that show. And she was influenced by Dragon Ball Z. So you see those aspects. You see the you even get the same shit where you get mad about how long a fucking saga goes, like the new secret that's gonna come out, like who White Diamond is, like she exists, but you fucking say it. No,
all we saw was a damn hand.
Yeah,
I was like, "What?" I want to see White Diamond right now.
God, I also heard that it was also inspired by Kirby as well. She was also inspired by Kirby or something. I heard that somewhere.
Makes sense. Sure about that. Makes sense when the dudes with like the gods and shit in outer space, and they have influence on other planets. So yeah,
the environments and stuff. Yeah,
oh yeah,
it's a really good show.
I watch it. It's probably be like Avatar, where I watch it down the line, and I'm gonna act like I always liked it. But
shit, I got both of those series on DVD.
Yeah, but I've told people before. I don't think Avatar was a bad show. I just for some reason I never clicked with it until like later on. So I think it'd probably be the same way with Steven Universe, because I never thought it was a bad show.
You need to hurry up and watch that and Korra.
And I watched Korra.
I kind of fell off on Korra. Like I watched Avatar, but then Korra, I was watching it, but then I just kind of fell off.
Korra was so bad at her job. I'm sorry, she was so bad at her job.
I watched Avatar and Korra. I liked Avatar really. I was like, I get why people love this so much. Korra, and I get why people are like mixed.
Don't challenge me.
Yeah. I get why people are so mixed about it.
Bruh, all I gotta say about this whole thing is, first of all, I think they're really playing with the intelligence of like people, especially when times are changing, because they want to keep like the old dynamic alive. And y'all were on point when y'all were talking about the children and how they've already peeped the shit, but because adults are like prejudiced as fuck, they lie to them and tell them shit that actually isn't true. And also another thing that doesn't really help the LGBTQ community in America is that they are horrendously represented as hypersexual. So every time you hear something about like gay people, it's never about the content of the character. It's always about, oh, these people have all this degenerate sex and the butthole and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
In the butthole.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about. Another man's butthole and it's gonna burn and burn. Like that's all they talk about when they talking about gay people. And
you are not lying.
Yeah, right. And the men that like fetishize
And
lesbian
the
relationships
BDSM.
because they want to be like the third wheel. You know what I'm saying? They want to have their penises played with two women and shit like that. Like that shit is real because these people are legitimately not educated by choice. It's not that they don't know. It's that like they don't want to know type shit. So it becomes like a stigma, in the society. And a lot of gay people that like are actually just trying to live their like lives and mind their business and shit like that, they gotta take all this bullshit just because of people who won't educate themselves. And it's not fair to anybody because like, bruh, in a place where you're supposed to, have all this freedom and you're supposed to be an autonomous person and control your destiny the way you want to, they get held back by these outdated ass sentiments. So it's like this, don't say gay shit is like, okay, so what are you really trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you really trying to tell these children about like gay people? The people, like they're people too. You know what I'm saying? Like they bleed, like they got 2 arms, 2 legs, just like everybody else. It's not like they mutants like the X-Men or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just how they frame it in the first place is the problem. And they do the same shit with the whole critical race theory thing. They always trying to make it seem like we don't want to teach white kids that they're the problem in society. And it's like, that's not what it's teaching. They're teaching that the shit that they inherit as white people in this country is as a result of the fucking colonization and the trauma they inflicted on other people. But the reason why you don't want to teach your children this is because you're insecure about it your damn selves and you don't want to face the truth. You run away from the truth constantly and you throw shit under the rug. That's why we don't really have any solutions in this goddamn country in the first place. And then you want to sit there and then inflict that same type of sickness on your children. Like they're going to grow up to resent your ass. It's going to come a time where your kids are going to resent you for that shit. Because you didn't do it as the parent.
Someone made the comment on TikTok. One of the reasons they're ducking the whole critical race theory thing is because some poor white kid is going to look through a textbook and see a photo of their grandparents or their great grandparents doing something fucked up to a black person, and they're going to end up having to have a fucked up conversation with the rest of their family.
Hey. Some of your parents have been racist, just like some of your parents have been homophobic. So,
man,
those are on the same line.
Yeah, sure.
Any last words before we move on to our next topic? Okay. One, I think someone said it. I do hope you could teach this without really having to get sexual, because I feel like you can explain homosexuality without the sex part. And 2, I don't know if anybody that has this fetish about lesbians and like wanting to get it busy with lesbians, just so you know,
there are guys that do that.
They're not
lesbians for a fucking reason. They don't like dick.
I know a couple of bisexual girls.
HLA.
Yeah, I know a couple of bisexual girls, and they won't share their women with nobody. So. If you think, especially because I know the bisexual people get it a lot, it's like, oh, I can have male and female. No, they're just as possessive, and they don't want to share you with anybody, male or female. Yeah. So, get that out your head.
Also, Dion, what you said,
they're worse with it.
Also, Dion, technically, what you said was wrong. They do like they just not attracted to men.
Oh, well, yeah, because they were using strap-ons and shit. You're right.
Yeah.
That reminds me, has anyone seen Sense8? on Netflix.
Also, Ray fucked around, got your boy pregnant, is still one of the greatest phrases I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, what?
Fuck around, got your boy pregnant.
Oh, I remember that shit. Fucking pussy.
Okay, now, Father, you wanted to bring up Zoe Kravitz, and I believe it was something else other than the shit she said at the Oscars. What was it?
Yeah, so basically Zoe Kravitz was siding with Chris Rock, but she did it in the dumbest way possible. She was like, I got this dress on and you don't see me going up slapping anybody. Like, like trying to throw shade. And then she said some other shit about she low-key threw shade on black people. I forgot exactly what she said, but like there was a whole bunch of receipts coming out that apparently she made some like very like sexual, not very sexual, but like she made like innuendo towards Jaden Smith when he was 14 years old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then on top of that, there was this thing about her admitting that she resonates more with white culture than black culture. So there was a whole bunch of people in the timeline just fucking clowning the shit out of her. Like, and my thing is, there's a lot of people like that. Bruh, but my thing is, Zoe Kravitz is dumb because, like, bruh, you're an attractive biracial woman. All you have to do is shut the fuck up, and the black community will eat you a lot, like eat out the palm of your hand, literally. You know what I mean? You don't have to do shit. When she was playing Catwoman, all the fuck she had to do was stand there and look good. And the black community would have like defended her no matter what she did. So the fact that she said all that shit, like, bruh, even if you do resonate with white culture, bro, don't say that shit like, in public. Like,
right. I keep telling people that is kitchen table talk. Like,
thank you.
Stop talking out loud.
Like, she has a problem because she says one thing then the other. Didn't she say she didn't get the Catwoman role for the Dark Knight Rises because she was black, too urban or something like that? They didn't want something urban. Then she had a complaint about that. But then you rewind to X-Men First Class. Didn't she end up dating the dude that plays Magneto, Fassbender, or marrying him or something like that?
I don't know, but she weird.
She shouldn't talk because I remember there was an intervio. It's just when the whole feminist thing came out of her. Yeah, and this was confusing.
Mulatto shit out of here.
Yo, it was her and Pattinson. And they were talking about being geeks and stuff like that. So Pattinson was like, yeah, the movie kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy. I don't remember which one he was talking about.
Seven.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, and the characters there, and they have her character kind of reminds me of the healing character or something like that. And then she was like, that's what we are to you? That's what all women are to you? And she started rolling her eyes.
All women are like, she's awesome. All women healers.
Yeah, and then he was like, okay, how about Tifa? How about Tifa? She's like, oh, well, she has to do that. She has to look like that. I'm like, yo, but you're Catwoman. Stop. She does this all the time, yo. She can't, she just needs to shut up.
A lot of people do that shit, though. It's like contradiction a lot of times. It's like, but she was like, oh, so he was like, Tifa is the woman with the short skirt and she's beautiful. It's like, so we have to choose between the woman in the short skirt and someone who wants to heal everybody.
Yeah.
This is what women have to deal with. So she said some shit along those lines. I'm like, girl,
what
stop.
About the women that embrace that?
Right.
Like,
girl,
how many women of color actually cosplay as that and embrace those those characters? So
I'm like,
a lot. Exactly. That's what she's saying, son. She needs to stop.
Sounds like she's the wannabe feminist that's trying too hard.
Yeah, that's Hollywood. That's Hollywood, though.
The next,
trend.
Yeah,
that's Hollywood, though.
Yep.
Some people just.
But go ahead. I will say though, like if you have noticed in games that a lot of healers are female, though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a historical role. A lot of women were like herbalists and healers and stuff in their tribe back in the days. I think that's where it comes from.
Yakko, Animaniacs. Hello, nurse. That's how we think.
Like,
and there's a lot of male nurses, but that's where we go when we come to that.
I forgot the damn game. It's a PvP, but there's a black male healer on there, and I was surprised. I was like, oh wow.
I'd be surprised when I see male healers.
But I kind of get like sometimes, you know, like when they make kind of I know this is off topic, but there are certain things that they have females do that is very typical. So like I kind of understand where they're coming from when they're like, why? But some stuff I'm just like, but you chose to do this role. So what are we complaining about here?
Well, life is kind of sexist. Cause what is it? Australia. Australia is one of the most progressive Western countries in the world. And when you leave them to their devices, they still doing the same shit that their gender roles say that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's like Australia's the most progressive place in the world, but women still generally do women stuff, and men generally still do men stuff. It's programmed. It's called what is it called? Shit, I forgot what they called it. Never mind. It'll come back to me later. But yeah,
I think some people just need to shut the fuck up. And I feel like, and this is not just for feminists or this is about anybody to do, because I hate when woke niggas do it too. And like and not to bring back up the Chris Rock thing, but one of the things that one of the takes that it kind of bugged me, the whole thing was the whole Illuminati, this is a humiliation thing. And I'm like, these two men have been in the game for like 30 years. What the fuck else they got to do? They already made their millions. It makes no fucking sense. So, you know.
It'll make sense when you know, but I'm not going there.
I get it, but if anything, those two, no. If you would have said someone like Jabari Banks who played Will in fucking Bel Air, yeah, I would probably agree with you. Even like, but these people done made their money and like been in the game for that long. If anything, they should be the teachers, and like the humiliation people should be people that wants to get in, not people who's already been in. I understand that.
No, not if you're black. Not if you're black. We get it the worst. I'll tell you that right now. We get it the worst. They even got numbers for us. Yeah, I'm not going too deep on that, but there are numbers for black people when these things happen and they match up all the time.
I hate to be number 69. Then.
Yo.
Oh, God.
You're close. It's actually 59, but I'll stop there.
but
42.
Yeah. But this goes for anybody. If you're new in the movement, whether it's you being woke, you being a feminist, at least learn something about that before you go spewing some dumb shit that's going to make people look at you stupid. That's really what I'm trying to get.
Or misinform people and try to put them in a role where they are miserable in.
Yes. Because I've been noticing a lot of people do that, and a lot of people, they'll say things, they don't have no information, they don't got nothing to back up, but it's just because it's just like, unless you got the facts, please shut the fuck up. And I've said this, I think we should start telling, I know we're more of a PC community, PC time and there, but I think we should go back to telling people to shut your dumb ass up. But that's just
fans need to say it. Fans need to say it. We're the one that pay them. We're the reason they win these things. We should be like, yo. Let's keep it at the product. Let's leave it at the product. That's what
worry about the story and the other shit. Aesthetic story, that shit. Don't worry about the other shit.
You could tell us a story about what you broke your arm doing this stunt. Okay. You could tell us you used to read this when you were a kid. You're glad to be in it. Okay, we'd love to hear that. But once you start getting into the social and the political, shh. That's for us to deal with. You could deal with that when you're not on the stage or in the interview about this. No. Go on your social media and talk about something like that. But no.
Yeah, I hate when they do that shit. And
we go to you to escape these things. That's what these things are for. That's what sports is for. That's what all this is for, to escape the reality. This is why that's what entertainment's for, to keep us out of it for a while. We need that break, but we're going to jump right into the things we enjoy. That's why a lot of people get mad.
But
ESPN talking about gender issues and shit on ESPN. I'm like, what the fuck? This is fucking football. What the fuck are you talking about this shit for?
But D Wolf, I
Disney
need you to know about my 5-minute speech about puppies in Zimbabwe. You have to
like, at least retire first, you know?
Save the puppies, damn it. Save the puppies. Oh shit. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Sometimes just shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Like silence is golden. You know the type of men women really love? The men that don't say shit.
That's true as shit. When I be getting chicks out here, it be when I be saying the least shit. It's like I don't give a fuck. I don't care what they think. I just be like doing what the fuck I'm doing, and they just join in, and shit happen. But when you be trying too hard, trying to come up with shit to talk about, and it all just comes out weird and shit. Yeah.
Shut up, Saxon. Just enjoy.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you, Ray. Shut up, Saxton.
Father, you brought up the 2 kids and someone died. It was like 2 kids and a gun. And someone got shot.
Yeah, so there was a video that went viral on Twitter, and it was these 2 kids. I think they were like in their bathroom or something. And this little girl, and the ages were 12 and 14. So this little girl had like a fucking modified like handgun, and she's sitting there playing with it, and then she pops her cousin in the head, and he like passes away instantly. And then she's in shock, obviously. So as she's in shock, the gun drops, and she tries to like pick up the gun, and it goes off and gets her as well. And
what?
Like, yeah, bro, it was like a minute video. Like, the family in the house heard the shots, and they went inside the bathroom to see what was going on, and they saw both bodies on the floor there. Like 12 and 14, and I'm like, bro, this is what I was saying about last time about them guns, bro. Like, people aren't fucking educated on it, and then you have it just sitting in your house like that for your kids to be playing with that shit. Like, the fact that they even had access to the fucking guns in the first place is a huge motherfucking red flag. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, it's your right to own a gun and stuff like that. That wasn't my issue to begin with. My issue is that if you're going to own the gun, please know what the fuck it is before you have it in your house. You know what I mean?
Be responsible with that shit.
Like, be fucking responsible. Like, that shit takes lives. Like, that's what it's designed to do.
Teach them or lock it up, yo.
Teach them. Lock the shit up. Put the bullets in a whole nother separate place where nobody fucking knows where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some discretion. If you're gonna modify the fucking weapon, at least know what the fuck you're putting on the weapon and make it off limits to people in your house is not gonna be able to, handle it like that. Because a gun needs to be handled. That's the reason why you have schools for it. That's why there's gun rangers. Like, it's something to be practiced. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that those 2 kids died because they were playing with something they had no business having in the fucking first place just goes to show me that we are so fucking far behind when it comes to that shit. And it's so sad that these babies passed away. And it's even sadder that the shit is on social media for everyone to see. They was on live when that shit happened. So what kind of culture do we have out here where kids feel emboldened to do that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, this environment is fucked up. Like, it's fucked up, bro. I don't even know how else to explain it because, the video was like a minute and 20 seconds long, and you could hear like the relatives fucking screaming their heads off because they see 2 children on the floor just lifeless, which is not supposed to be fucking happening. Like, when is shit gonna change? Who's gonna be like, what do?
You have a long wait for that one.
I don't know what to say, but you're right. It's like, I don't know what else to say, but you're right, because when I was in boot camp, I didn't even want to hold the gun. I had to just so I could like get through the course and all. But it's just I remember like the first time I ever held the gun and first time I even shot the gun, I shot it at the target, and it was just like a shock to me because that was my first time ever shooting a gun. After a while, I got adjusted to it, but even then, like even when I was like doing security on the boat when I was in the Navy, I knew this shit is not work. It's not a toy. That's the one thing I know. It's like anytime where I used to just check my gun to see if the safety was on, because sometimes when you sit down and you stand up, and I think it's the whatever the manufacturer's fault is not really mine, but the safety would just randomly unlock itself, and I'm like, this is why would you give us guns that do that? Is always find it stupid. Sometimes it's like the end of the day when I put the gun in the holster, because we got this whole routine to like put your gun in the holster. Huh?
The fuck was that?
Anyway, sometimes we had this routine where we put the gun in like this little spot where it won't pop off. But sometimes when I put it in there, it's just like, oh shit, the safety's off and shit. So, but even then, it's just like if you, and I think you said this, and I'm just this, if you have guns, like please know what you're doing with them, and like I don't know how you feel about this, but I know like usually the white folks I knew, their parents taught, they showed their oldest the guns and they showed them how to use a gun in case they're not here and all this. But they also let them know clearly, this is not a toy. This is not something you need to be picking up. You can really take a life. So be serious when it comes to these damn guns.
Those are the people who should have them. The people who take it seriously are the people who should have them, not just having it lying around.
Yeah, because I've seen some irresponsible people with fucking guns, and it's...
Yeah. All right. I'm about to dip out. I gotta go to work in the morning.
All right, go ahead, man. I'm about to get into our final thoughts anyway. So, you got any final thoughts?
Don't slap the comedian.
Nah, slap all them niggas.
Slap all of them. Starting with you, Dave Chappelle.
Well, no, Dave Chappelle is safe, but I don't know. Smack all.
Smack all comedians. What about Cat Williams?
Cat Williams be getting into fights, so
yeah, Cat Williams lost to like a 15-year-old. So
to be fair, that kid was on a wrestling team.
That nigga lost to a 15-year-old.
Can we slap Kevin Hart? What about him?
Please.
Please.
I don't think you get. I don't care how buff he is. I don't think you get points beating up Kevin Hart. Nigga like 5'4". He's like, who is he going? But is that's your final thoughts, Shawnee Wolf?
Yeah, that's my final thoughts.
All right, Dion is on you.
All right, so as a potential topic, I mentioned the 14-year-old who died in Orlando. He fell off a free fall ride because I guess it's okay. They say the harness that's supposed to hold him onto the rod or whatever malfunctioned or whatever. This kid was about 6 feet some change and 300 pounds at the age of 14. So I'm trying to figure out like who's it's a case of like who's at fault and in here for real, and just like I'm wondering what should kind of be what would you do with this?
I don't think no one's like, at fault. I just think it's one of those Final Destination shits that just happened.
No, sorry, Ray. I think they're at fault. Because sorry to cut you off, Dion, but at that theme park or whatever it was, he wasn't allowed to get on 2 other rides because of his height and weight.
Yeah, because he was too damn big.
Because the boy is like he's 6'4" or 6'7". He's one of those two. He was really fucking tall, and then he's really big,
and not a muscular big. He was
that big, and
right.
he wasn't allowed on any other rides, so why would they let him on there? The damn thing lights up when your seats are clicked in on the bottom. His was not lit up. His thing, you can see, didn't come all the way down because that thing squeezes you in.
Right.
When you put it like that, then you are correct. Then
Yeah,
ain't no way that they look at him and say, "All right, he's not going to fit in that seat."
Also,
I'm sorry.
I also want to point out that this was the second death recorded in that place. This is the second one.
I didn't.
In what span of time?
I forgot the span of time, but I know that the first one, I think it was in the same ride.
It's probably not even all that important, honestly, but it's just for context. Like I said, there's no way they didn't look at him and they didn't know he wasn't going to fit in that seat.
How old was the person that
14?
14.
Oh,
no, the one that was in charge of hooking the kids up on the thing.
They didn't mention all that.
He looked easily, like 21 to 26.
So I wonder, like, the only thing I thought of, I don't like going. God, I don't want to go here because I feel like broken record. But I'm wondering if it has to do with he probably didn't want to embarrass him, especially with.
Recording is on.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it had to do, everybody's talking about fat shaming and shit like that. I'm like, was he afraid? So he was like, because I'm like, I know when I was on those rides, those guys made sure, so I'm like, is it that? Is it because the kid was big? He didn't want to say anything and cause shit because the way people are nowadays with fat shaming. Like if he says you're too big for this ride, like you can't say that to me, but was he trying to avoid that or is he just incompetent? Or that's how I want to know more about the person that did it.
I'm not going to assume anything, but I must just say if that was me, I wouldn't consider that fat shaming. It's like for your safety, you are
exactly
right.
Yeah.
For your safety. At that point, you'd be like, okay, I'm not going to start this thing, but here, sit right here. See, this harness is supposed to come down and lock in place. Mm-hmm. It can't get no disrespect, but it can't get past your chest and your stomach. You can't ride this ride.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, how long did you work here? How many people have you hooked up on that? Because it doesn't make sense for this to happen. I'm glad I didn't see it. Somebody told me about it because I said I don't like seeing stuff like that.
So it's actually the video's not that bad. You don't see any blood. There's no splatter.
You see the aerial shot of dude falling out the ride, and that's it. You don't see when he hits the ground.
No, they have the
life. I can't watch it.
They have the video of him hitting the ground.
I can see it.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I only saw the aerial of him, in the air. I didn't see when he hits the floor.
When he hits the floor, it sounds like something is crushed. That's what gets you. You just hear him slap the ground, and it just seems so fucking painful.
So glad,
and I felt so horrible. But there was no blood that we could see. Like nothing split open or nothing like that. Because my mom said the same thing. My mom didn't want to see that, but I told her, I said, actually, the video is not as horrible as you might think. Yeah, but
I don't even need to know. Even if there is no blood, I couldn't do it.
So here's my next question about that, though. If you're this poor child's parents, what do you do next? Like, can they file a suit against the park?
Yeah, they can.
100%.
Yeah, they can.
The only reason why they will win is simply because they can use negligence because the boy was 14 years old.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely.
The adults should have checked him.
This is the second death
in this particular theme park.
Yes.
Or you're saying on that exact, or is it like not just that theme park, but that particular ride?
I think it's also the particular ride in that particular theme park as well. I could be wrong.
I'm curious as to the circumstances of the first death now.
Yeah, I gotta look it up again, but I do know it was in the same theme park. That's for sure.
I'm curious as to what the first death, like what was the cause of that. Now I'm curious.
I'm too squeamish. I'm too squeamish to watch that, so I couldn't do it. Is that it, Dion?
Yeah.
Xavier's on you.
Just stay safe, people. I don't want to get no lecture. Just stay safe, be open-minded, treat the others the way you want to be treated, and that's it.
All right, D Wolf. D Wolf.
Wait, did he already check out?
He's advertising.
He's still in here.
Last call for D Wolf. All right, Father,
I'm here.
you.
Hold on a second.
Oh, go ahead, D Wolf.
Emergency. All right, I'm back. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Oh boy. See, this was last minute. I didn't get to think of one. I'll just I'll just throw out these words to pay attention to this number 59. And when you see a news story about a black athlete or shit that went down at the Oscars, things of that nature, these words are associated with that number 59. Slave, Rasta, Negro, nigger, blues, anything related. Most of these words related to black people, that's what they do. That's part of their whole fucking ritual. That's how I could confirm this shit, because it never misses. And you could apply it to anything else and see it don't match. But when it comes to anything on the TV or in the newspaper or anything like that has to do with us and the famous ones, this is what happens, especially when somebody dies. And that's it.
All right, $5 on you.
So Joe Biden said there might be a food shortage soon. I don't know the exact details, but he did say, because he was talking about Ukraine like being one of the countries that exports a lot of like wheat. So because they're getting like invaded, there could be like a food shortage that's imminent. And if that's the case, and I really don't want it to happen, because I know the people in this country, they're reactionary as fuck. Like, we're already seeing incidents of people trying to steal gas and shit like that from other people's cars because it's so damn expensive. And that's something I'm really not trying to deal with, because I know the people are not mentally equipped to deal with such a thing. Because usually with a food shortage, like, that's when you got to look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? That's when you really got to turn on the humanity and help your fellow man. But it just, like, you know, this cult of the self that we see constantly every single day in regards to just how people deal with things here and how they conduct themselves. I'm really nervous, like, if that's actually going to happen soon. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, I'm going to go into the battle rap world. I'm going to do a review on the battle rap event Any Given Sunday too, but I want to talk about this one thing. There was one more battle that was supposed to go on, didn't go on because some dumbass brought a fucking knife to the background and nigga got slumped for it. So I'm going to say this to the owners of Smack, and I will probably say it again on the review, but I wanted to say it here. I know you're mad that, you know, someone got to pay up for your money, but you really got to set some boundaries about who can or cannot go in the back room, because it's getting too ridiculous to where battle rap is now a business and you got to run it as a business. And I understand that sometimes, like, it's hard because some of these people are straight from the streets, and a lot of the things, like, the way they deal with in the streets, like street justice and some shit like that. But there is no reason in a battle rap event that a nigga should bring the knife in the fucking background, in the back where it will fuck up your money. I love battle rap. I would like to see it grow as to a point where almost every battle rap can make 6 figures in a year. But you gotta get some of that nigga shit out of there. And it starts with, like, you might have to like tell them to not bring their entourages no more. You might have to tell them like if you're on the stage, is only a few people on that stage because there shouldn't in a battle. There's no reason for you to keep telling people, "Give me 2 steps back. Let these people perform." In that case, you don't need to have that many people on there unless they are URL staff or they're part of the battle. I hate seeing that because it fucking slows down the battle. And like a lot of people, and you know, we're just getting back live, so I know niggas don't know how to act. But for this, I really need you to tighten up your shit. Like I know you said, you know, these people need to come up with the money, but it all falls on you. That's your company, that's your brand. You need to take care of that. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. And for no reason, shout out to Joni Smollett playing Black Canary. I like her as Black Canary. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on the podcast. I would like to thank all of y'all for listening and hearing us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast. Signing out. Peace.
Cheers.